Coffin is alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at an old comic book, Nova the Human Rocket number 3. This was published by Marvel Comics back in July of 1999. Got Erik Larsen writing and Joe Bennett on artwork. We got Erik Larsen doing the cover here, however. Of course, he's the creator of Savage Dragon, did a lot of work at Marvel on Spider-Man. And I know Nova is one of his favorite characters, so this was something he always had wanted to do a Nova series here, which he finally got to do at Marvel. Again, I got Joe Bennett doing the interior artwork here. Joe Bennett being the artist who eventually got onto the Immortal Hulk and did that whole 50 issue run. That's kind of what he's notorious for. But a nice Easter egg here at the very first splash page. We've got a scroll impersonating Savage Dragon. So we get a little bit of a homage slash callback to Erik Larsen's created own character, Savage Dragon. He's the writer here, not doing artwork, but the scroll's saying, "Sure, I disguised myself as that fin-headed freak cop. I wanted to free all my fellow Skrulls who'd been jailed after disguising themselves as superheroes recently." So we got Nova teaming up with the New Warriors here, and they've captured this scroll. We're kind of joining the story in progress here. He goes, "You'd never have gotten away with it, too. You're too tall, and the fin is all wrong." Which is pretty funny. That's kind of a running joke within Savage Dragon comics, is whenever they have someone else draw the fin, if there's another artist drawing Dragon, there's always a running joke. They got the fin wrong. So, and they've got like a Scooby-Doo little joke here where he says, "And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you darn kids." So there is some kind of cheesy dialogue in this book. I definitely will acknowledge that. And it's kind of funny too, this character Nova, I feel like maybe one of the reasons Nova hasn't quite caught on as much as like a Spider-Man, for instance. Maybe it's because his name is Dick Ryder. I don't know. That's just his real name, Richard Ryder. At least he goes by Rich. But I would think maybe at this point at Marvel, if they bring Nova back in any sort of significant form, maybe give him a new host, you might say, a different character to play him, create some new character, maybe with a different name. It's just kind of a Richard Ryder. I mean, I guess they were trying to go for like Peter Parker, some alliteration, how they always used to do in comic books, like Lois Lane, J. Jonah Jameson, Robbie Robertson, stuff like that. Reed Richards. So they're going Richard Ryder, but in hindsight, maybe not the best name to pick. So then we've got a little interlude here, kind of the reintroduction of a villain, a classic Nova villain named the Sphinx, kind of gaining his power here. Then we get another interlude here as Rich is being convinced by his friend to join the baseball team and use his superpowers. He's not too sure about that, though. But his friend is convincing him that, if he joins the baseball team, he'll get all the babes. So they keep bringing that up in this book, how they'll get the babes. So again, some kind of cringy dialogue. It's kind of funny, though. And so we got Nova. He's going to visit his girlfriend, and his ex-girlfriend, actually. And if I've done reviews of the first 2 issues of Nova, so this isn't just some random issue I picked up, issue 3. So go check out issues 1 and 2. But back in the first issue, Nova accidentally killed his ex-girlfriend's husband. Well, he didn't kill him, but he turned him into a vegetable. We thought he killed him at the end of the issue, but as she says here, he turned him into a vegetable. So, and his friend also brings up, how is going to use your costume to see your ex-girlfriend any different than using it to join a baseball team? So, good point. We get an awesome splash page here by Joe Bennett. I love his red skull here. It looks so Kirby-esque. And this shot here looks almost Larsen-esque, but Joe Bennett doing some really good work here on this book. Is kind of interesting he's drawing a Nazi, though, considering some of the things he got accused of doing. He got accused of drawing some anti-Semitic panels near the end of his Immortal Hulk run that kind of got him canceled from doing any more Marvel work. So kind of interesting he's drawing a Nazi here, but an awesome looking Red Skull nonetheless. I really like the way he draws Nova's power too when that kicks in. It's kind of like seeping out of his eyes here. That looks really cool. There's kind of a lame catchphrase that Nova's been given here. Blue blazes. He keeps saying it over and over again. Kind of his thing. I guess he's like a blue blazer, right? I don't know. But he kicks the Red Skull's head off, and he thinks he's done it again. He thinks he's like nearly killed somebody again or killed someone, but then he realizes it's just a robot. And he's got these little comms in his ear that tell him, when there's crimes happening. I guess he's got like a police scanner in his headpiece here. So he keeps getting word that there's more crimes going on. We get a bullpen bulletins. I just want to point this out. There's a letter from Stan Lee, which is always cool. Stan's Soapbox. They show us some of the comics coming out during this week back in '99. Got Thor number 14, Uncanny X-Men 371. But I wanted to point out this Chris Giarrusso little short down here. It's pretty funny. He just did a short in the back of the most recent Savage Dragon. So kind of interesting that here he is doing some shorts in another Erik Larsen book all the way back in 1999. But just a funny little strip where Hawkeye's pointing out that he thinks Thor's, like, the long hair makes him look like a girl, and he thinks he talks funny. And Hawkeye's like, I can't be the only one to notice this, right? Captain America and Iron Man are like, but you notice he's got a hammer, right? And the hammer's coming right for Hawkeye's head. So we get another awesome splash page here. Joe Bennett drawing the Hulk, which is something he would definitely become known for later on in his career. So we get a little bit of it here. But again, this is just a robot. Nova's here to save the day. Then he gets another ringing in his ears about another bank robbery, and it's this robot Iron Man. Nova can't figure out why this person would create such sophisticated robots just to rob banks. So finally he runs into what's causing all this, and it's the Quintronic Man. And he made a first appearance all the way back in Incredible Hulk 213, it says. So a very obscure character here. Really cool looking splash page. I love all these, like, they're almost double splash pages, but they all get cut off, so we get some storytelling all throughout this book. There's like 3 or 4 of these that are like that are laid out the same way. I really like that layout. So we got, again, Nova saying blue blazes. We think he gets stomped here by the Quintronic Man. We get some more great splash pages here. Eventually Fantastic Four and Thor show up. And we see at the very end, this guy Condor is about to make his appearance in the next issue. So I definitely recommend this. This was a pretty awesome issue. Nova number 3. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.